Libya's rival militia chiefs met in Sirte Sunday, July 12, 2026 for the first ever gathering on Libyan soil and pledged to unify the armed forces. Salah al-Din al-Namrush and Khaled Haftar co-chaired the talks, attended by UN official Stephanie Curry and senior officers from both sides. They agreed to a joint southern exercise and monthly coordination meetings to boost readiness and support personnel as Libya continues efforts to bridge East-West military divide. The support for military personnel would include administrative and financial rights. Since 2011 killing of President Muammar Gaddafi, the North African nation has remained split between the UN-recognized administration in Tripoli and the Eastern Authority backed by the Libyan National Army. The Drug Control and Enforcement Authority, DCEA, announced on July 13, 2026 it will step up monitoring of drug abuse among Tanzania's public servants after reports of rising substance use undermining productivity and service delivery. The initiative targets employees across ministries, departments and agencies and will include random testing, awareness campaigns, and rehabilitation support, though detailed protocols and statistics were not released. According to the Drug Authority, officials described the move as part of a zero-tolerance strategy to protect governance and public trust, while experts say success will hinge on pairing enforcement with confidential treatment, adequate rehab capacity, and preventive workplace wellness measures. As per reports, drug abuse in the workplace has become a persistent challenge for many countries in the region, with substances ranging from marijuana and cocaine to prescription medications being used by employees in both private and public sectors. Experts in public administration and workplace health have cautioned about the consequences of substance abuse among civil servants. These include decreased productivity, increased absenteeism, poor decision-making, corruption vulnerabilities, and compromised service delivery. China and Namibia have signed new agreements to deepen cooperation in various sectors like health, education, trade and mining, and grape exports to the Chinese market, among others. This new era of China-Namibia ties follows an official state visit to China by Namibian President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah. President Xi Jinping and his counterpart underscored human resources, tourism, media cooperation, and broader development ties. President Nandi-Ndaitwah pressed the strengthened bilateral ties, new economic opportunities, but urged for a more balanced trade between the two nations. But then, economically now, we know that the statistics are telling us that trade between Namibia and China has increased in recent years, but it is not balanced because it is more that China has imported more goods from Namibia than Namibia has imported from China, and the goods that are imported are mineral-based, the president underlined. For his part, President Xi Jinping urged closer high-level exchanges, stronger governance, dialogue, and greater use of China's zero-tariff access for Namibian exports. He said the partnership should advance mutual benefit, friendly consultation, and stronger cooperation across infrastructure, energy, agriculture, science, and technology, while supporting multilateralism and the global south. A 2-month summer camp at Lomi Digital School in Togo is teaching children as young as 8 to build robots, code, and explore artificial intelligence. The main goal is to train young people to become creators of technology. Director of Lomi Digital School stressed, adding that digital skills will be vital as AI transforms many jobs. The program also seeks to close Togo's digital skills gap, attract more girls into tech, and support future innovation. Teenagers are developing software and chatbots, while scholarships help low-income participants join the camp. Commenting on this initiative, a parent noted that, and I quote, "Digital tools are important in everyone's daily lives. They have become completely widespread, and it is important that children learn about them from an early age. The United Arab Emirates President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan met Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi in El Alamin on Sunday, July 12, 2026, to reinforce their strategic alliance and address escalating Middle East challenges. During the meeting, President al-Sisi praised the deep-rooted historical ties between the two nations. The leaders also emphasized the urgent need for closer cooperation with state news agency WAM, reporting they underscored the importance of continued consultation to safeguard regional security and stability. As per report, the fraternal visit also highlighted ongoing joint humanitarian efforts for Gaza. The UAE continues to operate a floating hospital and logistics center in Al Arish to streamline aid delivery alongside Egyptian organizations. Sheikh Mohammed was accompanied by a high-level Emirati delegation, including key ministers, thus reflecting the broad scope of bilateral talks between the two countries. A second Russian aircraft arrived in Caracas Sunday, July 12, delivering 25 tons of critically important medical supplies to aid victims of the devastating June 24th earthquakes. The shipment follows an initial 10-ton delivery on July 11, which also deployed Russian epidemiological specialists to help mitigate disease outbreaks after dual 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude tremors left about 4,333 dead and over 16,740 injured in northern Venezuela. While dozens of countries have provided field hospitals and rescue teams, Venezuelan Foreign Minister pointed the strategic alliance with Moscow during the offloading. He was quoted as saying, "We sincerely thank the Russian Federation for this gesture," noting that early expressions of solidarity from President Vladimir Putin have now materialized into virtual physical support. Our close cooperation spans every area of life, and we will certainly continue working with our strategic partners to overcome the consequences of this tragedy. Slovakia has opted out of NATO's €70 billion military aid package for Ukraine, with Prime Minister Robert Fico declaring the nation will not fund military loans. Following a consultation with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Fico confirmed Slovakia also rejected a separate €90 billion European Union military loan, choosing instead to maintain a peaceful position. This mirrors a recent decision by the Czech Republic, where officials noted that alliance contributions remain optional. While NATO allies finalized the multi-billion euro commitment at the Ankara summit to secure long-term arms supplies for Kyiv through 2026, Fico claimed that a unified alliance front is fracturing. He noted that multiple member states are privately advocating for a resumption of diplomatic negotiations with Moscow, a position, he stated, Slovakia firmly supports to prevent further conflict. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas has said the bloc wants a seat at the table in US-Iran talks on Tehran's nuclear program, regional armed groups and threat of Hormuz security. "We have offered our expertise," she said, adding that EU voices should be heard because Gulf instability also affects Europe. Kallas claimed that maritime security options remain unclear as Iran rejects outside intervention, though the EU's Operation Aspirate could be adapted. Notably, Operation Aspirate is an EU defensive maritime security mission created to protect commercial shipping, guarantee freedom of navigation, and escort merchant vessels in the Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, and Northwest Indian Ocean. In the meantime, Policy Chief Kaja Kallas said member states are still divided on the EU's 21st century sanctions package against Russia, including economic costs and travel restrictions.